Ukraine became a graveyard for Wagner. 7 graves were discovered, each with at least 995 Wagner members buried in them. Most of those buried are convicts who had to serve their sentences in prison. Relatives of at least 42 people who were buried were unaware of their deaths and spent months trying to find out their fate. According to information, 2 new burial places of Wagner members were discovered near Novosibirsk and Irkutsk. Both cemeteries contain 69 fresh graves. Although the journalists report that most of the convicts involved in Wagner were buried in the places where their relatives lived, they also say that several facts are known that mercenaries who were killed in Ukraine were buried in other regions and their relatives were not informed. In addition, the BBC notes that more than 60 graves with Wagner symbols were discovered in Sverdlovsk region in March, and there are currently 106 graves there. At the beginning of March, local residents discovered 64 graves with the same type of cross stone in the cemetery of the village of Nikolaevka, Samara region. The number of graves of that type has doubled to 102. In early February, residents of the village of Fryanovo near Moscow discovered a fresh grave. There are 22 graves of destroyed mercenaries. According to the villagers, none of the buried people are familiar to them. The BBC was able to contact the families of the 2 mercenaries, who confirmed that both were in custody. One was from Tajikistan and the other from Kyrgyzstan. In October last year, both of them lost contact with their families. For a long time, there was no news of the death of relatives. In addition to Russian regions, a cemetery of Wagner members was found in occupied Luhansk. If there were 42 graves in February, 36 more graves have been dug here since then. The largest and most famous Wagner cemetery is located in Bakunska. As of April 2nd, there were 607 graves there, and the number is growing rapidly. Prisoners have been actively involved in the ranks of Wagner since last fall. According to the allegation, the leader of the group, Yevgeny Prigozhin, goes around Russian prisons and attracts prisoners to Wagner. With the beginning of the new year, information about the mass death of Wagner mercenaries, especially prisoners, began to be released in Ukraine.